Hello everybody, my name is Grandma Moses and I'm glad to be here tonight to tell you a little story. But I got to tell you a little bit about Mr. Long. He thinks that I'm his girlfriend, but he's all wrong. I love him and he's a brother in Christ, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. So I want you to realize that before we get started, okay? Now what I want to tell you was years ago I had a relation of mine named Moses. How many of you know Moses? You know Moses? Moses in the Bible, he was told by God to lead the Israelites out of bondage. And one day he asked Joshua to take the Israelites and fight against the Amalekites. Now this is in Exodus 17, starting with verse 8. You can read about it if you like. But they were fighting the Amalekites, and Moses went on top of the mountain with Aaron and Hur. And they were up there, and Moses would raise his hand like this, and the Israelites would win the battle. But you know, when you hold your hand up for a long time, if you ever try it, it gets tired, especially when you get older. You know, your arm gets tired and it falls down. So when it falls down, they would lose the battle. But you know what? Two guys came along. They were Hur and Aaron, and they pulled a rock up from to sit down on the rock. And they stood on each side of him, and they held his hands up so they could win the battle. And you know that sign about winning the battle, each one of us are battling something today. It may be a sickness, it may be drug, alcoholic addiction, or it might be swearing, all these things. And there are battles that we have to face every day. So what I suggest that we do is like Moses. We get on each side of the person that's down, that doesn't have much strength, and we lift them up. Now how do we lift them up? Well, we can raise our hand to God, which is like what Moses was doing. He's praising God really for thank you for the victory, and we have victory in Jesus. So we go there and we just love on them, we hug them, and we just talk to them and give them positive attitudes. And so then when they're up and you're down, they can help you. And that's what each one of us should do. We should help each other. And I just think that's a great story. And so I want you all to try that someday, to go out and when you find somebody who's down in the dumps, don't know what's going on, why they're sick, or they're having a problem, a struggle, just go over there and give them a hug and say, I'm here for you. And so is Jesus. And we have victory in Jesus. Yes, it's really great. Now, I want to thank you for letting me share that story. And now I'm going to share a story about Mr. Long. Mr. Long, you know, he's so tall, and how he got his name was we were visiting a little girl. Woo, my hand fell off. We were visiting a little girl, and she said that Mr. Long was too tall for me. And Mr. Jerry here, he used to call him Easy Rider. Now see, that's wrong, because he associated him with bikers because of the outfits they wear. And we judge people the wrong way. We can't judge by their looks on the outside. We have to judge them by their heart. And Mr. Long has got a nice, soft, loving heart. But anyway, she says, I think we ought to call him Mr. Long. So that's what we call him now, Mr. Long. And we still love each other as brothers and sisters. And he is tall. I have to look up to him. You know, all the time he's coming, I look up to him. I look up to him as a big brother, you know. So that's how he got his name.